Hello everyone, welcome to the part 3 lecture of modeling and creating the drawings of industrial shed. In first part we discussed about the how to prepare the model of industrial shed. In second part we discussed about the creating the general arrangement drawings, and now in today's part we are discussing about creating the fabrication drawings, that is nothing but the single part drawing and assembly drawing. Okay, so this is the our model which we have created of industrial shed. Right now here we have applied all the connections and all that. Now here if you see carefully, the parts are, these are the columns, then the next part is the rafter beams, then the purlin beams, then next is the base plates provided for the column, then the plates which are provided at the connection of column and rafter, and then the plates which are provided at the connection of purlin and these rafters. Okay, so now today we are creating the single part and assembly drawing for this. Now to discuss about or to see the assembly, you can just click on this column, right click on this column, and you can see inquire assembly. You can see over here that this is column C2, and this column C2 is connected to two plates PL 15 by 200, PL 10 by 140. Okay, so this is related to the assembly which is created for the column C2. Then next, if you inquire this column, right click over here, can see assembly. This is the column C3 which is get connected to part position 102A and 1001 PL 15 by 200. Likewise, similarly, if you see, if you click on this, okay, just I have already applied that filter of selection of only columns. Okay, so I will make it standard. Right click over here, inquire assembly. You can see this is beam B2 of profile ISMB 300, and this is get connected to PL 10 by 150, PL 10 by 150 likewise. Okay, so now we are creating this part drawing and assembly drawing one by one. So for that purpose, first of all we just make it step by step. First we create the for columns, then we are creating for this rafter beams, and then for the purlins. Okay, now here this is the selection, you can filter. Okay, by pressing Ctrl G also you can apply this. Like here if I press Ctrl G, then also you will get this selection filter over here. Okay, from here also you can select the required filter, or else directly also you can apply through here. Okay, so selecting steel columns. Okay, if I apply this, now if I select this, only steel columns are get selected. Okay, then you have to just right click over here, and then from here there is an option of create the fabrication drawing, create the multi drawing. So by clicking on this create multi drawing, here also you can create the single part drawing and assembly drawing separately, or else directly clicking over here create the fabrication drawing. If you click over here, you can see the three drawings are available over here. This A is nothing but indicating the assembly drawing, and this W is nothing but indicating the single part drawing. So if I am selecting all the three drawings are get created at a time, that is assembly as well as single part. So I am just clicking on this create. Okay, now you can see here there is an written, it is written three drawings are created successfully. So if you open the document manager, here you can see in single part drawing that W drawing is available of part mark 102A, and in assembly drawing those two assembly drawing AA, those are available. Okay, so just we select or edit one by one. First of all, selecting the single part drawing, so just double click on that drawing. Okay, and closing this window, you can see on the background side this is open up. Okay, now to understand I will just align the tile vertically both the views. Okay, so here you can see, just make it P. Okay, now you can see this is a column, and in this direction it is get connected to these three bolts. You can see this is the orientation, the column along this flange side that is get connected to this three holes are there. Then if you see on another side of column, that is over here, you can see this way after it is get connected to this plate. Okay, all the holes are shown over, right? So now to edit these sections, you can see whenever we are creating, by default these dimensions are written over here, but if else, if you are the beginner and if you don't know how to mark this or edit these dimensions and all that, okay, let's see how to mark this. So first of all, to select this, I will just delete these dimensions which is already by default provided. Okay, now I will just delete this part mark also. Okay, now you can see here you have to go in the dimensioning and you can select over here the horizontal dimension. So the first horizontal dimension we are putting up the length of column, that is nothing but, okay, select first end, second end, and then by pressing the scroll button you have to fix the dimensions. Okay, so length is 3435. Then again, to mark the dimensions of these holes over here, you can just select the center point, center to center points. Okay, likewise this end point. Okay, and then again wherever you want, you can just scroll it down and then press the scroll button, that is middle mouse button, to fix it. Okay, now here you can change the position or the way of marking this dimension, that is nothing but it should be placed above the dimension line. Arrow, if I am changing this arrow to over here, like modify, you can see all these dimensions are get modified the way it is showing. Okay, so like this we can create this dimension. Similarly, we can create the dimension over here in this view. Okay, so just click on these points. Okay, and wherever you want, you just scroll it down and press the scroll button, right? So like this, these are get marked over here. Okay, now these are the vertical dimension distance between this board. Okay, now here again we can take the cross section of this column. Okay, so before going to this cross section, we just want to scale up this view. Okay, so we just reduce the scale of this one. Okay, so for that purpose we just need to select this. Okay, and then double click on this view, right? If you click on double click, then you can see in part mark, here you can see attribute 1, attribute 2. So here directly by clicking on this scale, you can change the scale, or else here there is one more option of attributes 2, where you can see cut parts are shown S, and you can change the cut part length. Like here right now it is 1120. Okay, I will change this length as a 700. Okay, and then click on modify. You can see the cut length of the column is get changed. If you see, the dimension will remain same, only the length of the member is get changed. So either by changing the scale also you can reduce this scale, or else by changing this length also you can change the scale. Okay, so I will just apply and okay. Okay, done. Let's create the cut length for this also. Just double clicking on this section. Okay, here also we are changing the cut part length of this. So you have to go into the, here you have to make it yes, and then the distance as per your requirement you can specify that. Okay, so likewise we have changed the length. Okay, apply. Okay, now we just need to create the sections also. So go to the view. Okay, in view take the section view. Okay, so in section view click on this point to this point, then click on the box starting from this over here to this point, and then press the position of that section. Okay, you can see the section is here pasted over here. Okay, you can just align this horizontally along this section. For that purpose, just align horizontally. So I just want to align this center line. Okay, just change. I will just align this center line to this center line. Okay, you can see perfectly these are get aligned. Okay, now just adding the dimensions over here. Okay, for that purpose just need to select over here dimensioning, the vertical dimension from edge of the column to center, further to this point and to this edge. Okay, and you can place it over here. Okay, likewise. Then similarly you can add the part mark over here. Okay, so here you just select this, right click, add the part mark. Okay, so this is column C2. You can just change the required values also. If you want, you can add the profile also over here. Just write down profile here. Okay, and then modify. So C2 is the column and ISMB is the ISMB 350 is the profile. Similarly, I will again, now this cross section is marked like this. So to change the value of this, so here you can just set by 2 points, like here to here. Okay, you can change this orientation of this bar and the position of this bar. Okay, you can just change this one, section mark. Okay, just we can edit this position. Okay, like here I would just want to show this by this arrow, start and then end, modify, or else you can just show it by arrow also. Okay, then the orientation of this one, this length 12.5 it is written here this side. Then label properties. Okay, and you just click over here and drag this. If the length is too larger, you can just drag the position likewise. Okay, so this is related to section AA. Now similarly we can take the section for this another one, section view, selecting over here to this point, then picking up the box and then keep the position. Okay, likewise. Again you can align it horizontally. Just select this, right click, align horizontally from this center line to this center line. Okay, then here also you can add the dimensions of. Okay, drawing, going to the dimensioning, add the horizontal dimensions. Okay, just use this whole dimension, horizontal. Right, then similarly if you want, you can change the position of this arrow. Okay, I will take one more section in another side. is shown over here. Okay, as also we have already given the dimensions over, so no need to set the separate one. Okay, then the part mark for this holes 6 of 22 mm diameter. Okay, so like this you have to prepare the single part drawing for the columns. Okay, then next going to this document manager, going for this assembly drawing. So double click on this first one, that is C3. You can see all the details are added over here, like C3, 4 columns are C3, the grid locations are given B1, B2, C1 and C2. Then here all the quantities phase 1 those are marked, 4 columns marked as a C3. Then here it is written part mark, profile, then materials, length, area, weight of that material. Okay, so by default also all the dimensions are given. If you want to make addition of any other dimensions apart from this, that you can edit as we did in case of single part of column. Okay, same way wherever you want, like here all these labels are written, so we just don't want this, we just need to mark the dimension, so just deleting that and selecting the vertical. Okay, adding the dimension from here to end of the column, first one. Okay, then again adding the dimension of this columns, bolts. Okay, and placing it over. Okay, likewise you can put all the dimensions over here. Also the dimensions are automatically shown. Okay, this is the base plate. Okay, just you can add the part mark for this. Okay, so C3 PL 15 by 200. Okay, if you want you can just delete that assembly position modifier, so you can just mark that the plate dimension. Okay, even this is also the plate, so you can add the plate mark for this. Okay, so this is what added. So instead of this I will just add this profile to this modifier. Okay, then here we can add this part mark as a profile again, this column ISMB 350. Okay, along with that you can also add the assembly position C3. Okay, so this is the assembly drawing, like for this column these are the plates which are get attached in this way. Okay, now this is section AA, so we just change this or align this in a horizontally below this. Now only if you want you can just change the scale of this section so that it is cut to cut over mark over here. Okay, then after this again we change the another assembly drawing, this one. Okay, this is the assembly drawing for the column. You can see C3 which we already edited. Now going to the document manager, we just need to change the profile for column C2, that is nothing but this one. Okay, so this is again the profile for the column C2. You can see there are two quantities, these are the part marks added here, C2 A1 A1 A2. Okay, even all the dimensions are shown over here. Okay, if you want you can just make the necessary changes, like here we are again editing the dimensions. Then you can see here on this side, this is a cap plate provided. Can add the profile of this. Okay, or if it is not mentioned, you can just write down in a text form that this is a cap plate 10 mm thick. Okay, then adding the vertical dimension from this point to this one. Then again okay, likewise again you can add the part mark for this. Yeah. Okay, okay, likewise you can create the single part and assembly drawing for the columns. Okay, now whenever you go into the document manager, if you completed your editing part, then you just have to select this, right click, and here you can just click on freeze, that is freeze on. You can see your drawing is get freezed over there. Okay, we'll just freeze this lock. Okay, then similarly this one freeze on. So now these drawings are get freeze. All the symbols are shown over here, means you can whatever, if you any part get deleted or any changes done in our original model, these are not changed in this drawings. Okay, now once we're done with this, next select the rafter beams. Just select, creating this again the standard one. So selecting the rafter beams by pressing the control button. Okay, again right click and you can create the fabrication drawing for this. Okay, so you can see this much number of fabrication drawings are get created, out of which A will show the assembly and W will show the part drawing. Okay, so you can just create these drawings. Now 5, 6, 7, 11. I have to just wait till all the drawings are get created. So 11 drawings created successfully. Go to the document manager and now you can see over here our these two drawings are filled, and now these are the new drawings which are created for the beams, assembly drawing, and these are the part drawing. Okay, so this part drawing also we have completed, so we can just freeze that also. Okay, then one by one you can just open all these drawings and check the details which is provided over here. So you can see two holes of diameter 12 are provided at these points. Okay, all the dimensions are also given by default. If you want, you can make certain kind of changes over here. You want to show it. Okay, then here the part mark, size, IS grade, and all that information is written over here. Okay, so like this one by one you have to just open these drawings, and if you feel, you can just make those kind of changes. So I will show some assembly drawings also to you for the beam. Like here you can see the dimensions are given. These are the rafter beams which we have selected. So these beams cross sections are get created over here, okay, on this side as well as along this side, section BB and section EE, right? And this is the beam number 10. So all the details related to that part mark and all that is mentioned over here, okay. You just need to check all the things. If you want, you can make the required changes over there. Like here I am just moving this part mark in here. Just have to drag this, okay, then save. Okay, so likewise all the single part drawing and part drawings are get created for the beams and windows. Now it is remaining only for the purlins. So just again go to the 3D, okay, and now you can see, just select all the purlins, okay, right click on that and create the fabrication drawing. Now you can see here in fabrication there are two drawings, assembly drawings are there, and two single part drawings are there. So just click on create. Okay, so here in case of your, those drawings are get added over here, okay, the single part drawing and assembly drawings. Clear? If you want, you can just open up one of the here. You can see this is the rafter one. Just need to open another one. Go to the document manager. If you remember the number, you can check out from this also. Okay, I'm checking this one. Okay, so you can see M9 ISJC, because our section is channel section, so part mark is get added, 2 holes of diameter 11, then 62 mm distance is there, this side distances are marked, this is the length of that member, okay, here 1 hole of meter T12, okay. So all the dimensions are written, and you can see here the details related to that is also provided, okay. Now similarly you can check the assembly drawing for this also, okay, just check out one of them. The way you have to open each and every drawing, and then you have to check, and according to your information you just need to make the necessary changes, and after editing that drawing you have to just freeze that drawing, okay. So here you can see this is M6 ISJC, okay. Now once we complete all these drawings in document manager, you can see in all drawings, you can see all the drawings, A will indicates the assembly drawing, W will indicates the single part drawing, and then G is indicating the general arrangement drawing, okay. So like this, for this project we have created all the assembly as well as single part drawings, okay. Now if at all anything is remaining over here, okay, we can just select here the components, okay, Control G, selection filter is get added, then here you can just select the components over here, like for example, to show you, now we have already created the drawings, okay. Now if I am selecting this one, and if I am right clicking on this, create the fabrication drawing, now you can see this is dead over here, okay, like this drawing is already get created, and this drawing is also created, okay. So these options are not active over here, right, if you already created the drawings. Now only you just need to go for the creating the selecting this component, and here again right click, create the, okay, we just select this. Now we have just fell remaining with the creating the drawings of this base plate. So here you have to select this explode command. You can select the single part. You can select over here, create the fabrication drawing for this. Okay, you can see it is, this one is activated, this one is already dead. So you can just create that drawing, then selecting this rod. Okay, create the fabrication drawing for this rod, right, anchor rod, then create. Similarly even you can create the fabrication drawing for this nut bolts also. Okay, this one for the nut, create, then selecting this washer plate over here. Okay, because see whatever the members or parts we are using, for all those we need to create the drawings. Okay, so in document manager now you can see these drawings are get available in single part drawing. Like say just I will show you whatever we have created just now related to that washer plate and all. So double clicking on that, you can see the drawing related to this anchor rod is created. So this is the rod of 20 mm, this distance is 55 and the length is 500. Okay, so likewise all the details that should be mentioned in your project, or that okay, and all these drawings you need to supply to the fabrication, right. So likewise we have created all the fabrication GA or fabrication drawing, that is single part and assembly drawing, and then the GA drawings. Okay, and now one more thing, to complete this project we also need to create the reports for this. So you have to go in the drawing and reports, then in reports you just need to select the reports. So here I am selecting the assembly list first of all, then create from all. You can see all these are the grout, then anchor rod, plates, then each angle, beams, columns, these are the profile, their areas and total weight is mentioned over here. Okay, then next again we have to select the assembly part list. So have to create the report for assembly part list also. Okay, then along with that we can also go for bolt list. Okay, so whatever the number of bolts, how many quantities are required, like that. Okay, and you can also go for what, cast unit. Okay, drawing list. So here this is the drawing list which we have created for this. Okay, this much number of drawings we need to supply. Okay, so all these reports, those are available in our report. Like here if you go to the open model folder, then in open model folder, in drawings, whatever the drawings we have created, all those drawings are available over here, these DG files. And then in reports folder, all the reports which we have created, those are available over here. Like here if I open in notepad, you can see. Okay, so this is what we have to complete the one project, creating the model, then creating the GA drawings, and then creating the single part assembly drawing, and lastly creating the reports. Okay, so thank you and stay tuned with for more videos. Thank you.